As we saw in the previous tutorial, the Alpaca API structure contains three APIs: the broker, market data, and trading. In the previous tutorial, we used the trading API to submit orders with our trading account. With the market data API, we will download the stock data to analyze it and later make decisions on the trading API. Going back to the Python code, the goal now is to download the historical data of the SP500. We go to the documentation. In the market data website, we can see the instructions. Nevertheless, I want to reason the code from scratch with you. Anything we want to do with Alpaca API is within the library Alpaca. If we get inside, we see these sublibraries. So far we have used trading, and now we will use data. Inside data, we can import the clients, for which we have two clients, one to download crypto data and another one to download stock data. In this case, we will select stock data because the SP500 belongs to the stock market. We use it, and now the documentation will ask for the API key and secret. We pass both of them with the API key and secret we previously created. We save it into a variable, clients data stock. We access to the functions. To download the stock dataset, we normally look for the bars, which contains the close, high, low, open prices of the stock for a given day. We access to the function. In the documentation, they ask for Alpaca data request stock bars request. We import it using Python from Alpaca request import stock bars request. Within the documentation, they ask for the symbol, which is SPY. Then they ask for the start date that we will put at the beginning of this year. If we execute, we get a validation error because we missed the time frame and the starting date is not provided in a correct format. First, let's go with the time frame. In the documentation, we have it here. We can copy, paste it. From Alpaca, we import the time frame. We pass it to the function .tab, and we want to get the daily price of the SP500. Now for the starting date, we need to use a Python library, which is datetime. We import datetime to create a date with the year, month, day, hour, and minutes. We pass 2023, January the 1st, at midnight. We can execute, there we get the datetime, and we pass it to the function. We execute, we don't get any error, we have formulated well the stock bar request, we save it into a variable, execute, and pass it to the function request stock bars that asked for this object. We execute, and there we get the historical prices for the SPY. In short, to download stock historical data, we first create the client for the API. Secondly, we create the request. And finally, we get the stock bars from the request. If we want to download crypto data, we need to use this snippet of code that in a way follows the same procedure. We import the historical data client, the crypto bars request, which are both declared in this line of code and in this other one. And finally, with the client, we get the crypto bars. Now, if we execute, we get an error because sometimes the URL that they form with the Python code is mistaken from a bug of the library. In this case, they don't recognize the location cryptofeed US. In the following tutorial, I will show you how to request data using raw HTTP requests to the Alpaca API.